What's up, Candeo kids? It's Drew.
And this is Mason.
This is Mason, and we are so excited to be in your living room this morning. We're going to be learning about God today. Thanks for letting us join you. But first, like always, we have a contest. You want to tell them about our contest?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're probably wondering, well, we usually aren't holding objects, right?
This is a spoon.
Yes, that is. Then this is a football.
And I don't have food. You know, I wish I had cereal to eat this morning for breakfast.
Right. Anyways, Drew, you're getting off track. The challenge for this week, the reason I'm holding a football is we're doing a photo challenge. So photo challenge, exactly. So what we want you guys to do, there's going to be 3 different photos. The first one is going to be taking a picture with your favorite toy. So, for instance, I mean, I don't have my phone up here with me, but if I was doing it, right, I would hold my football, my favorite toy, and Drew would take my picture.
It's a good one.
And then you would be able to post it, right?
You were blinking.
Oh, darn.
Dang it.
That happens. All right, what about the second picture, Drew?
Challenge number 2, assuming you're already done with the first one, is taking a picture of you sleeping. So I hope you're not sleeping right now. So you need to make sure you're fake sleeping.
Right.
Because you should be awake for this.
Yes.
Take a picture of you fake sleeping. Okay.
So let's show them what that looks like.
I might fall out of this chair. You know, I move around a lot.
No, I sit up when I sleep, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You are a strange creature.
Anyways, so you guys take a picture of you guys sleeping. Okay. That's the second picture.
Picture number 2.
Wait, Drew's still holding a spoon, and there's nothing to eat up here, obviously. Well, all right, we have an answer for you guys. The third picture is going to be you balancing a spoon on your nose.
Or trying to.
Trying
your best to balance
the spoon. Okay, so show them.
Okay, it's just like this. You just get a spoon from your kitchen.
Yeah,
anything
works.
A little,
yep.
And then just stick it just like
and just try to get your parents to take the picture at just the right time where it's just...
Oh, I had it for half a second.
Okay, Drew's not going to be able to get it. Hopefully you guys can post a picture and put it in the comments.
I had it for about a half second.
Okay, anyways, that's the challenge for this week, guys.
We need to make sure that you guys are posting those pictures on the Candeo Kids Facebook page. Show your picture with your favorite toy. Fake sleeping. And then the spoon.
On the nose. Which, guys, Drew, we got to keep doing this video, okay?
On the nose.
Not on the head. Okay, Drew. Anyways, give them a recap of what happened last week.
I can do that. I can do that. So you're not fake sleeping anymore. Make sure you're awake, ready to pay attention, ready to learn, because we're going to transition into our lesson. We've been learning about a man named Moses, and he's leading God's people Israel into the Promised Land. Now, this week, Moses isn't there. He died, and Israel has to keep going without him. So tell them a little about who we're going to be learning about today.
So actually now Joshua is going to step up and lead the Israelites, God's people, to the Promised Land. But this week they're going to encounter the problem that to get to the Promised Land, they need to cross the Jordan River, which, man, it's not easy to cross a river that is moving. Like, that's a problem. They need to get to the Promised Land. They come up on a river. What are they going to do? Well, watch the video for this week and you will find out how God is going to provide for his people crossing the Jordan River.
Joshua was the new leader of Israel. He had led the Israelites to the edge of the Jordan River. God had promised Abraham that his descendants would live in Canaan. The only thing keeping the Israelites from the land God promised to them was the Jordan River. The people camped next to the river for 3 days. Then Joshua said, "Get ready. Tomorrow we are going to cross the river." The river was wide and deep. The Israelites needed help crossing the river. God was going to help them. God gave Joshua special instructions for crossing the river. They did everything God told them to do. Some of the men carried the ark of God ahead of the people. The men carrying the ark walked to the edge of the river. Joshua said to the Israelites, "Listen, God is going to do something great. When these men carry the ark of God into the river, God will stop the water in the river." The people watched. Everyone got ready to cross the river. The men carrying the ark took a step into the river. God did something great. He made the water stop. All of the Israelites safely crossed the river on dry ground. The men carrying the ark stood in the river until everyone had crossed over to the other side. Then God told Joshua what to do. "Pick up 12 stones from the middle of the river where the men are standing. Carry them with you and put them down where you spend the night tonight," God said. God had a plan for the stones. He wanted the stones to be a memorial. A memorial is something that helps you remember an event or person. When the people saw the stones, they would remember that God helped them across the river. In the future, when children saw the stones and said, "What are these stones?" the people could remember what God did to help the Israelites. They would tell their children that God stopped the water in the river. The Israelites did exactly what God told them to do. They picked up 12 stones and made a memorial. Now the men carrying the ark of God were still standing in the river. Finally, when the stones were moved and the people were on the other side, the men crossed with the ark. As soon as they crossed the river, the water began to flow again. The river was wide and deep, like it was before.
Joshua set up stones so the people would remember how God helped them move into the promised land. Jesus told his friends to remember that he died for them. At church, people celebrate the Lord's Supper. The Lord's Supper is a special time to remember that Jesus died to save people from sin and that Jesus is alive again.
Wait, didn't we already learn about this story? Hasn't this already happened?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was another time actually back in Exodus when we were talking about Moses, when Moses was to go through the Red Sea where God parted the waters. His people went through and the Egyptians were going through and God crashed the Red Sea down on them. So it happened before. That's a different story.
Right.
Now we're talking about Joshua, but yes, that did happen before.
So Moses crossed the Red Sea when
Yes.
God held the water back.
Yes.
Joshua crossed the Jordan River and God held back the water again.
Right, exactly.
Wow, God really protects Israel.
He does. His people, he is always going to protect his people and guide them to where he is calling them to go.
Awesome. Here are some questions for you to talk about to make sure you were paying attention to that video. We would love if you talked about it with the people that you're watching this video with, maybe parents, siblings, neighbors, friends, whoever it is. Talk about these questions now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so question number 1. Where was Israel going and why were they going there?
Israel was going to the promised land that God said he would give to them as a possession. Here's the second question. How did God protect Israel again during the story?
So God protected Israel by holding back the waters so they could cross to the other side of the Jordan River. All right, question number 3. How have you seen God take care of you and your family?
God has provided for all of us in so many ways. He's taken care of us so many times. Primarily, the first thing that came to my mind was by sending Jesus to take away our sins and repair the relationship with us and God so that we can enjoy him forever and ever and ever. That is the coolest way that God has taken care of me, of us.
And that's such a fun thing to come back to every week. We seem to be reminded of who Jesus is and what he did for us and how he has taken care of us and our sins. But guys, if you ever get the spoon on your nose, unlike Drew, I mean, Drew couldn't get it on his nose, but if you guys do it, make sure that you post it on the Candeo Kids Facebook page along with your favorite toy.
Wait. I'm going to get it. One more time.
Drew, we don't have time for this.
Yes, we do.
No,
there's always time.
Drew, one chance.
This is it.
You have one chance. Nope, he doesn't have it, guys. Okay, guys, just make sure you post your pictures. We thank you guys for tuning in this week, learning about who God is, and we will see you guys again next week.
Yep, see you next week.
See ya.